Use code AFTV20 for 20% off your order with Fireaway Pizza. Just click the link in the description below or go to fireaway.co.uk now.
Hi, welcome to AFTV. I've got Robbie with me. We've just beaten Newcastle 4-1 at the Emirates.
Blitzed.
Your brother said we just smoked them, and you're saying blitzed them.
Blitz, man. Yeah, that was a great performance, man.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Everybody's been coming on today has basically been saying everything that I've been thinking. I thought that was exceptional today. The press in that first half by Arsenal was unbelievable. We pressed the life out of them. They couldn't get out.
Yeah.
They couldn't get out. If they tried to go long, Gabriel would win it, and then it'd be straight back. We'd straight back on them again, and then you just had Jorginho there just orchestrating everything. Like the gentleman just said there, Raya was almost like a sweeper keeper today. If they were at times trying to hit a ball in behind for Isak, he just mopped that up. It was an unbelievable performance today. My only criticism was why didn't we should have scored more. Havertz had a one-on-one. He should have. I was looking for the flag to. Hopefully that would save him, and the flag didn't come. He should have scored that.
Yep.
He had another chance as well. We had several little. When I say we had several moments where I think if the decision making would have been a little bit better, we would have scored more goals. So you could have been looking at another 6. You cannot look at what Arsenal are doing at the moment and just look at it and think it's just a little lucky streak or whatever. You can't go out week in, week out and be destroying teams. We destroyed Liverpool here. We scored 3-1.
Yep.
They even scored their goal,
Yep.
right? Didn't, you know what I mean? They didn't even have a shot on target in the game. A very good Newcastle side. We put, it's 4-0 up until right near the end. 6 past West Ham away. 4 last week. 5 last week. It's not a coincidence what's going on. I know a lot of people were referring to the performance during the week, and we were there, and it was a poor performance. But I kind of think, I said to you after the game that I feel that when we get them back here, it's a completely different game.
100%.
Because I just felt that in that game, Arsenal didn't quite know what to do. They were overcautious in that game against Porto. They were sort of like, well, we could go all out, but we don't want to concede a goal. And then in the end, we ended up conceding that one in the 94th minute anyway, which was a bit unfortunate. But when they come here, I think Arsenal, Mikel Arteta's going to know what he wants to do, which is basically we need to go, we need to win that game, we need to score goals. Personally, I think it could be another. You could see another performance like this.
I agree.
Here, when they're on it, I'm loving what I'm seeing. Right from the off today, Newcastle looked like the team played during the week.
Yeah.
Newcastle looked like the team lacking energy. We had so much energy. It was a fantastic performance.
It was on fire. It's weird that you said that the only disappointment was obviously the chances. It could have been more, but we conceded as well.
Yeah, we conceded, but listen, we can't. We're getting spoilt now every week, like 5-0, 6-0 clean sheets. It's inevitable that players are going to get tired. We're going to concede. It was a great header by Willock.
Yeah.
But that didn't really bother me. It was more the fact that I think we could have scored more goals, but I'm getting greedy here now. We still scored 4 against Newcastle. Remember last season how difficult we found them to break down. Remember, at St James's Park, how difficult that game was. Even though, it was settled with a controversy, but we didn't really get shots. We didn't. They really restricted us. So I thought it was going to be really difficult, to break them down, but we just completely blitzed them.
Yeah.
Right from the start. Same thing what we did to Liverpool.
It's true.
Someone said it earlier. We've now beaten Newcastle here. We've beaten Man City here. We've beaten Liverpool here. Right? Why shouldn't the fans be believing?
I was heading.
Man United here.
We're gonna head to that. We're gonna get to that. But I want to ask you.
Man United here.
Man United here. So we're gonna head to the belief side in a second. But the midfield, because you spoke about that. Jorginho played against Liverpool here. We dominated. What's stopping the midfield just being Jorginho, Rice, and Odegaard?
I think. Listen. I think
he was quality today, Jorginho.
He was absolutely brilliant today. He orchestrated everything. I thought Jorginho would have played during the week against Porto. I was kind of surprised when he didn't start that game. I think if you're coming up against the better teams, I think Jorginho should start in that midfield. But I think sometimes if you're going to come up against a team that's, say, like Burnley, where they're going to go with, pretty defensive, then I do agree, get more attackers on the pitch. Then Declan Rice can take care of that. And if you've got more goal scorers on the pitch, and it's worked, hasn't it? Because we have been scoring more goals. But certainly, Jorginho's not let us down, and he's been exceptional. He's, you know, that's been a great signing, by the way. Those 2 signings we made in that January of Jorginho, well, 3 signings. Kivior, who's done, you know, brilliant. When I first started, when he was at Fulham that game, and he's playing left back, I was like, nah, man. I go, yo, Arteta, man, you need to rethink this. He don't know what he's doing. He doesn't have a clue, but he's to give him his dues. He's learnt the position, and you know, he doesn't invert like what Zinchenko does, but he's playing that left. You know, on somebody sort of compared him to a Kanji at City, and I can see that. You know, he's playing that role very well, right? And then Jorginho. Brilliant signing, you know what I mean? He's come in. We're not missing Partey because Jorginho's putting in those great performances. And then what Trossard's done. So those 3 signings that we made in that January were brilliant. And they've really added to the squad. And the other thing is as well, a lot of people forget how many players we have missing. I hear lots of people talk about injuries at other clubs and stuff like that. I think the way we've coped with, you know, thinking today, Kivior, who scored today, but probably wouldn't be in the team if Tomiyasu and Zinchenko were fit. He would, and Timber as well.
Yeah, well said,
That's a 3 players that would be ahead of him in that left-hand side position. And we know he's predominantly a centre-back, right? But he's filled in, done brilliantly. Jorginho, if Partey's fit, probably wouldn't be playing. But he's been brilliant, you know what I mean? And then, you know, Jesus has been out, you know what I mean? Didn't even come on today. He's been missing, you know? We've coped very well with big injury, because a lot of people can say, oh, we've got loads of injuries, but sometimes some of those injuries they're talking about are not key players. We've had a lot of key players injured, not just for one game, for big chunks of the season. Jesus has been out. Partey's played 3 games, I think it is. And we've coped with that. And you've got to give Arteta a lot of credit for that. A lot of credit, because coping with injuries is one thing. Coping with key injuries is another thing.
It's funny because rival fans say that we haven't got key players out because of the results that we're getting.
Just because we've been playing so well. But if they actually look at it, who was the key player in midfield for us last year? It was Partey. And he's played, what, 3 games?
Yeah, literally. Right, with all that being said, because you've done all that, what is... Yeah, I know you've asked people this today because I can imagine it. What is stopping? Because you look at it, you see the form since the buy, Rob. It's free flowing. It's goals galore. Like what is? People will say it's City and Liverpool, but you just watch City play as well. You must be thinking, nah, we're better than we've beaten them here. We've beaten Liverpool here. You must be thinking we are better than these teams. So
listen,
what is it?
The 3 teams that are in it are all top quality teams, right? But we've beaten both of them so far this season, right? We went away to Liverpool. I remember that time I had to remind a Liverpool fan that I saw the day before we played them at the Emirates. I'm like, yo, we did come to your place. We didn't lose. It was a draw. Yeah, you beat us in the FA Cup. That's a different competition. And in the league, we beat them, right? So Liverpool haven't beaten us this season, nor have City. City came here, I know it's a while back, but we beat them. We've beaten them twice this season, right? So Arsenal are capable of winning this league. Now, are they going to have the full experience to get over the line? Because the one thing is, Liverpool and Everton, Liverpool and Man City have both done it multiple times in recent years, right? And we haven't, right? But I do think the experience of last year is going to set us in good stead. And I do think, right, that we have as good a team as both of those two. Definitely. I mean, they may have a better striker in Haaland or Salah, right? But all round, I think we've got a better defence this season than both of those teams, and we're free flowing, we're scoring goals, and I think there's not a lot in it between the 3 teams. It's going to be who is going to be consistent from now till the end of the season. It could turn on that game when we go to City. That could be the game. I look at that as a really key game, because I think if we're still in touching distance at that time and we went there and beat City, I think that would give us the belief to go on and win it.
But would you believe we go on and win it?
If we was to go to City and beat them and we're still in touching distance, I think that would I would believe.
Say it. Go on. Say it. Don't say it.
No.
Because all the fans I speak were like, they've got too scared.
Listen, if we went to City and beat them and we're still in touching distance, of course I believe we can win the league. Because then I think that's the sort of win It always reminds you of the time when Leicester won the league. They went to City and won, and that gave them the belief to say, "Yo, you know what? If we can go to City and win, we can go anywhere and win." And I believe, you know, so I think that's a very critical, very, very important game because they're the standard bearers. They're the best team. They're the, you know, what I mean, they won the treble last year. You know what I mean? So.
But we've beaten them already.
We've beaten them already, but we haven't beaten them at their place for a very, very long time. And that is going to be a big test. I think go there, come away with any type of positive result and still be in touching distance. We've got a great chance.